Now, we have a CBS News investigation of a danger on America's highways. The bus or truck driver in the next lane could be suffering from a medical condition that should keep him off the road. But some drivers have found a simple detour around the safety regulations. Here's correspondent Chris Van Cleve.
I started yelling at the driver, but I didn't get a response. The bus started to tumble.
Ruthie Allen was one of 35 passengers injured when this Greyhound bus drove off an Ohio interstate.
I looked down and I saw the bone in my thigh protruding through my clothing.
Driver Dwayne Garrett told police he'd blacked out. What he didn't tell investigators was he'd been told to get a sleep apnea test by a Department of Transportation medical examiner. Untreated, it leads to fatigue and disqualifies him from driving a bus. But Garrett never did get that test until a court ordered it. In another case, Greyhound driver Curtis Wood's bus collided with this pickup, killing the driver. Woods later admitted he did not disclose his sleep apnea and had stopped using the machine to treat it. Commercial drivers' medical eligibility is determined by filling out a questionnaire, which is used as the basis for a physical, an exam done by a DOT-certified medical professional. In some cases, that could be a chiropractor. And our investigation found multiple cases where drivers left off dangerous conditions from that government medical form.
Have you drunk on alcohol today? Not for a while.
Investigators only discovered truck driver Daniel Scott had alcoholic hepatitis and deteriorating vision after an accident prompted a review of his medical records. Neither condition had been properly disclosed on his DOT form.
Self-reporting is a difficult proposition because it depends upon the person being truthful.
Rose McMurray is the former chief safety officer at the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, or FMCSA.
I think that the government is trying very hard to improve that system by having these medical examiners do a better job. They're considering now whether sleep disorder testing should also be included in the medical exam.
The trucking industry is suffering from a skyrocketing shortage of drivers, and as that number grows, so has the number of medical exemptions given. FMCSA has granted nearly 2,400 exemptions for drivers with seizures, certain kinds of diabetes, and vision or hearing loss, conditions that would typically disqualify someone from driving.
How often do you see a driver who's medically unfit cause an accident?
All the time.
Steve Gursten is the founder of the Truck Accident Attorneys Roundtable.
For the trucking companies, they want to look the other way, even when they know a lot of these truckers really should not be behind the wheel because they're too dangerous for everybody else on the road. But they need to put drivers behind the wheel so they can get paid.
2 years after the accident in that Ohio cornfield, Allen is still dealing with devastating injuries.
You're allowing this person who could possibly kill people drive a weapon on the highway, and it's just not right.
FMCSA would not agree to talk to us on camera. Despite overhauling the system to combat fraud, the government acknowledges it still relies on drivers to self-report dangerous medical conditions. Scott, we talked to 24 states. Only 4 of them collect medical data when there's an accident.
Chris Van Cleve with our investigative report tonight. Chris, thank you.